Hello everyone, my name is Livvydoodlez. I am the creator of Star Control 64, and I'm going to show you real quick how to run Star Control 64. Like, if this is your first time setting up, this is how you would be able to do it. First things first, before we even get started, you're going to need the latest version of Python. You can get this by going through python.org and downloading the latest version. And when it also asks you while you're installing, install Python to pass. That will make sure that you have the most fresh, cleanest setup of Python. If you already have Python, I would suggest upgrading to at least version 3 or later. But 3.8 is what I'm using. This is what I developed the software in, and this is what you should have to keep going. Secondly, you're going to need BizHawk emulator. Alright, so Project 64, Mupen 64 will not work. You will have to have BizHawk either version 2.3.1, which is the version that I use, or you can try getting this to work on version 2.4. I will link all these in the description, by the way, so that way I can show you exactly which software, where to get it, and etc. The only thing I cannot support to you is the ROM. The ROM itself, I cannot share that because that would be illegal, obviously. So what we need to do is you need to get your versions 1.0 of Star Fox, you need a BizHawk emulator, and you need Python version 3 or later. So after you download Star Control 64, which is obviously what you're going to need too, you got to extract it. So let's extract it. And we have a folder here. So we got to open this folder. And we have to click on here. And we have to set up the Python script. This is the first thing we should do. So we edit with idle, which you should have after you install Python. And all of this scary code should come up. So don't get too stressed out here. Like, the only thing we need to focus on is the owner, the channel, your OAuth key, and that's it. If you want to go even further, you can set these, which is custom scores. So if you want your reset score to be active as a command, which will bring all your scores back down to 0, if someone types that command, you would keep this at 1 if you want to activate it. If you don't want to activate it, you keep it at 0. Same with the rave command. The rave command makes the screen go a bunch of funny colors, and if you don't want to show that on your stream, or you don't want to see that in your game, and it bothers you or bothers users, and you know that's going to bother users, you can set this to 0 and save it. So that way you don't have to worry about any of those commands ever being used whatsoever. But I'm going to keep this one active for right now. This is how it is set up by default. So the first thing we're going to get first is your OAuth key. So right here I linked how to get your OAuth key. You would copy that and you would paste it in here. So for instance, it would probably look like this. Obviously this is a fake OAuth key. I just typed it in randomly. But this is what it should look like right here. You have to have it in the quotes, otherwise it will break the script. So we need to make sure that that is correct, and do not share this with anyone. If you share this with anyone, they have access to your Twitch channel, and they can force you to write things that you wouldn't normally say if they have that OAuth key. So it's very clear that you should not share this software with anyone, or if you do, you remove your OAuth key. I'm not responsible if you share your OAuth key with somebody else. So please don't share with me. Don't share with anybody else. Don't even post guides about like how to do it. Just follow this guide right here. Just make sure you please do not share your OAuth key. Next thing we need to do is enter the channel you wanted to join. So my channel is Livvydoodlez. So I wanted to join there. And I'm also the owner, which is why I say enter your channel name here. I'm also the owner of the bot, so I also want my owner to be called Livvydoodlez too. After your owner is set up, and your channel, and your password, your script is done. You can save it, or you can run it. I'm not going to run it right now because of the fact that we don't have BizHawk set up, or anything like that. So let's do that. Okay, so now I have BizHawk ready. I'm going to open it up. Now I have it ready here. So this is what I'm going to want to do now. So first things first is I want to load my ROM. which is Star Fox 1.0. After it loads up, we want to go to Tools, go to Lua Console, we're going to go to File. Alright, we're going to ignore that, actually. What we're going to do is we're going to minimize this. We're going to bring this here. We're going to open the script. And we're going to go find it. Right in here. And it says Star Control Lua. We want to open that up. And make sure the play button is running. When the play button is running, that means the script is in fact active. If it's not running or it's paused, you want to double click on it and make sure that it is running. So now when we go in here, and you'll see it's right here, if we click it on, click off, see Star Control 64 is active. So now that we run our Python script. Alright, we have our Python script running. And now we can have OBS running. So you minimize this, and keep Star Fox active. We can test the game. We go and press start, go to training mode. And as you can see, I have my Twitch chat on the right. So now, let me actually load it up here. Alright, we have it reloaded. Now if I type in commands, like 9bomb, we can see that we have 9 bombs. And say we want to do a loop, we can do a loop. So now, all of the commands are now being activated through Twitch chat. And that's how you run Star Control 64. So that's all you need to do to set it up. Just like I said, make sure you have Python, make sure you have BizHawk 2.3.1, and you add a little script. Make sure it has a play button, and that you, after you change all your Python script to get it to run, you just run the script through idle, and you should be able to play the game just fine.